is my last night in Spain. I've ordered everything that I can find unique off of the Spanish Domino's menu. Let's try it. Let's rate it. I've ordered 4 pizzas and 4 sides. First off, I've got the extravaganza. Tomato sauce, cheese, beef, pepperoni, ham, bacon, onion, green pepper, mushroom, and black olives. And the thing that is unique about this is the base. It's called the croissantissimo. And this is a croissant flaky style base for the pizza. I really wanted to hate on that. That is amazing. This croissant crust is flaky and a bit greasy and kind of perfect. The pizza itself, the actual toppings on the pizza, kind of whatever. But if I had got like a double pepperoni, I think that would be one of the best pizzas I've ever had. I'm going to split this into 2 ratings. The base itself, the croissant base, is a 10 out of 10. It's too thickly packed on. There's too many ingredients and it's kind of a mess. So the pizza itself is probably a 4 out of 10. As you can see, there's way too much on there. So this next pizza is the Cremoso Estia Bourbon. That's a cream base, so it's a white pizza base. Mozzarella cheese, bacon, onion, chicken, and bourbon sauce, so like a whiskey sauce. And they have something called the Cabra roll, which some sort of cheese inside. It's like a stuffed crust. It's considerably better than I was expecting. It is way too sort of creamy, way too thick and greasy, but the bourbon sauce on top is really nice. The bacon is well cooked. The onion is quite well spread throughout it. The toppings in themselves are probably an 8 out of 10. They're quite good as a mixture. But this stuffed crust in particular, with this cheese, is not very nice. It's kind of... it's too deep and aged of a flavour to mix very well with the pizza. Probably a 4 out of 10 for the cheese in the stuffed crust. So next up we have the caramelized pizza. So this is caramelized onion and goat's cheese. This is also another new base. There's a level of spice to it. I'm not quite sure where that's coming from. That's the kind of thing that I would go for at like an independent restaurant, but there's a spiciness and I think it's from that orange sauce. So I'm going to give the base itself a 7 out of 10, but the caramelized pizza had Domino's in about 5 different countries. One of my favorite Domino's pizzas, a 9 out of 10. You guys have heard of a mozzarella pizza. You guys have heard of a cheddar pizza. You guys have heard of a 4 cheese pizza. Have you ever heard of a 6 cheese pizza? Me neither. Honestly, sounds disgusting. In addition to that, this is actually a 7 cheese pizza because I actually have a cheese in the stuffed crust as well. Oh, there is no capacity in which this works. I've tried 3 mouthfuls of different parts of the pizza. I've tried the middle, I've tried just the goat's cheese bit, and I've tried the crust, and I've had to spit all 3 mouthfuls out. This is so greasy as well. I don't know if you can see all the grease on this pizza. Just look at the top of this as well, all the grease on it. This might be the worst pizza I've ever had. There is not a single part of this I like. The cheese 6 pizza is a 1 out of 10, and the crust is also a 1 out of 10. This is terrible. I do not know how Domino's passed this to the point of adding it to the menu. This is a very disgusting product. Enjoy. I have a couple of sides now. First up, I have nuggets. I do know that the UK range has expanded its chicken recently, but I don't believe they do chicken nuggets at the moment. This is chicken nuggets, and it's also been given to me with a mayonnaise dip. Somewhat disappointingly, none of the pizzas in Spain come with a dip. There's no garlic and herb dip with it. I found that quite surprising. That's like a big thing in the UK. These suck. These taste exactly like any chicken nugget from a kebab fan. It's passable, but I'm surprised that this is what Domino's is doing as such a big brand. This doesn't taste like something from an international chain. This is a 3 out of 10. Next up, in terms of sides, we have these. These are camembert bites. That's quite nice. During my time in Spain, I've tried a fair few cheese bites, and I would say this is on the higher end of that spectrum. I'm going to try them with the barbecue sauce, but so far I'm impressed. Okay, that's my bad. It's definitely not the move to mix these with barbecue sauce. The camembert bites on their own though, they're a 7 out of 10, and I would say that if they were fresh, they'd probably be an 8, maybe even a 9 out of 10. I do really like the flavour. In terms of the dips, you've seen me try them already, but this is both by Heinz. We have the barbecue sauce and the mayonnaise. Both of them are very good. I would say both of them are an 8 out of 10. They work really well, both with the pizza and the chicken. Onto the dessert menu. Domino's in Spain doesn't have a super extensive dessert menu. When I looked it up, there was like 5 options, and then when I went to order, there was actually only 2. First off, we have the chocolate lava cake. This doesn't scream that it's super promising. You know what? That's not too bad. It's not the best dessert I've ever had. The texture's a little bit odd, but it's gooey enough. The chocolate is flavoursome enough. I'm leaning towards a 7 out of 10. I kind of wish they had this in the UK, and I kind of wish I'd ordered this with ice cream. And the last menu item, Dominitos. All over Spain, I have seen mini croissants everywhere. This is no exception. Those are really good little croissants. In a few of the other videos I've done, I've mentioned collaborations with Nocilla, or Nocilla, or Nocilla. This is like the Spanish version of Nutella. And right now we've actually got a little packet of it that I'm assuming you dip the croissants in. The Nocilla adds the perfect amount of decadence to take the croissants to the next level. The croissants are actually great by themselves, but the Nocilla takes them to the top that they can be. I would actually say this is a 10 out of 10. This is way better than anything that we have in terms of desserts in fast food in the UK. And that's it. The Domino's menu is not super expansive in Spain. What they lean into is the bases and some of the side options, and unfortunately not all of them were available at the Domino's that we ordered from tonight. For example, there's salmon pizzas and avocado pizzas, there's a cookie brownie, and there's pop dots, sort of donut style things, and none of them were available to us, which is a massive shame. When I went to Burger King, McDonald's and KFC, all of the ingredients quality felt higher even if it wasn't to my personal taste. However, the Domino's in Spain does feel like it's at a lower standard. Everything feels a bit heavier, a bit greasier, a bit more processed. Of all the fast food that I've tried in the last few days, this is actually the only one that I would not recommend. Make sure though that you do go and check out the other videos that I've done, the Burger King, the KFC and the McDonald's. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on there. Thanks for watching, I'll catch you next time.